Uh, Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's Three
So,
Kings Day, by the way. Happy Three Kings Day to everyone.
it's
Many
what?
of you, it's Three Kings Day. Many
Three
Spanish
Kings.
countries we
Okay, yes.
celebrated the three kings that came to visit Jesus, and today is Three Kings Day,
Love it.
also called the Day of Epiphany. This is a Catholic tradition, I guess, the Day of Epiphany. Um,
Marvelous. Marvelous. Triple B and E is here. Welcome. Rick is here. Libya Novak is here. Bacon Runner. G. Mudbone is here. Paul Clark. Awesome.
Put in the chat where you're watching from.
And Tampa meetup is just in a few weeks from now, so I'm gonna put the way to sign up for that in the chat. And
It's
there might be a
32 days away.
surprise. Yeah, 1 month. 32 days, and there might be a surprise meetup.
We might.
Surprise.
Still, we're going to talk about it.
We're
We'll solidify
percolating.
it. I get some time to figure it out. We got
Bring
time.
your own steak.
Bring your own steak. Could be.
Oh, wow, that's a great idea. Bring your own steak.
And Dr.Kiltz will cook it for you.
Yeah. Yep. Regular's here. Granny Boo's here. Terry. So let's see how quick I can go down on all these Wibby Goats. Rock on. KMT. What's the gift today?
We should give away a Dr. Nelson hat.
Yep.
Hashtag KMT. Chance to win Dr. Nelson hat. Hashtag KMT.
There we go.
Yeah. Hashtag KMT. Even for me.
A few people didn't get their gifts. We're rectifying that situation because my email was a little bit wonky, but it's all fixed. So if you haven't gotten something, let me know and I will make sure that it gets to you.
Awesome.
And
we have a guest today?
We do. I just re-emailed her. So we'll see. If not, you're the guest. And everyone has you hostage for questions.
And a reminder, at 3 p.m. we have another live stream. And then at 5:30 we have a Zoom call within the community.
Hashtag KMT for a Nelson hat. And KMT is for free. And did you guys get those links I sent you?
Yes, I will review.
I did. I listened to the whole thing.
What'd you think? Interesting?
Yeah.
I was thinking about ways to share with the KMT tribe that they can get access to these things. So a little added bonus for being a member.
Oh, great.
Good morning.
Good morning. I will add it to your feed in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe.
Hi, how are you?
Amanda.
I was still backstage. I didn't realize I hadn't scrolled. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You're here.
Well, welcome. Where are you coming from today, Amanda?
So today I'm in Forney, Texas. Forney, but I'm from Ireland with a strange accent.
Okay.
It's a beautiful accent.
Thank you.
I think I'm 5% Irish.
Oh, are you? Yeah. Congratulations.
My brother is obsessed that we're Irish, and he even learned Gaelic. He loves everything about Ireland, and then he did a DNA test, and there's no Irish.
Oh, yeah, but they're so off, those DNA tests. They have to be.
They have to be.
They haven't enough information yet.
So why don't you tell us your story of carnivore?
So I started carnivore. I wanted to do carnivore, but I was afraid because, you know, the belief is that we should be eating vegetables. And where that came from is, you know, we know that's absurd. So I wanted to help my husband because he was having serious cognitive decline, as well as having some cardiac issues. And I had done keto. I had done keto successfully in 2019. I lost 53 pounds, and I maintained that weight all through the pandemic. And once we opened up again and I started engaging with people socially, I was bullied off this keto diet. And I have to, you know, I can't blame others. But once I started eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet, the addiction in me took over. My addiction to carbs and sugar really took over and prevented. And I really didn't know how effective that addiction is. I didn't learn that until some years later. So back in 24, December 1, 2024, we embarked on the carnivore diet because my husband couldn't take, he's one kidney, he couldn't take blood pressure medication. When he would take it, his quality of life diminished immediately. He lost mobility, his hands, he has rheumatoid arthritis, and his hands were just so sore all the time from these drugs. So we really did try over the period of a year. And our cardiologist, he could see we were making an effort. And I had been talking to him about we're trying to do keto, and we just kept falling off the wagon because this addiction to sugar. I have it very strongly. My husband doesn't. My husband, you know, he can eat something and then go straight back onto keto, but he relies on me to get the food. So yeah, when we realized that my husband's health was really seriously declining, because he had a CAC score as well in 2023 that was almost 2000. So we couldn't play around anymore. We had to get strict carnivore, and all of the YouTube videos, everything that I was learning. I also became a member of Adapt Your Life Academy 2 years ago, maybe 3 actually. And I was trying to, and Amy Berger, she would always post, you know, relative articles for us on there as well. So we went to carnivore. My husband lost 50 pounds. I didn't lose a pound. I lost maybe 2 or 3 pounds, and I would fluctuate. But my story is, I have a lot of stress to deal with on a daily basis. Not only was my husband was also 6 months later diagnosed with prefrontal lobe dementia and high functioning autism, which we would really know as Asperger's. And my son has Asperger's, and I didn't join up the dots for seven years till I realized this is autism. So we went down the route of having him diagnosed, and they found this prefrontal lobe dementia. And this is relevant to my story because I haven't really been able to lose the weight that I want to lose. And I really do believe at this stage, having tried a number of things. So back in June, I went to my OBGYN to discuss hormones, which hormones were disrupting this process for me. And he didn't find anything within my blood work. He did tell me I could go on and have more babies if I wanted to. I'm 52 next week. So no, that's nowhere I want to go. But he was impressed with my health. He really found that was so significant. And he did prescribe me a GLP-1 compound, which I did take for 12 weeks, and I felt horrible. All issues that I had corrected with my diet, like migraines, GERD, acid reflux. I had terrible pain around my abdomen area, and my hair started falling out in big. When I brushed my hair, the brush would be just full of hair. So and I wasn't really losing weight. So when I decided to take the GLP-1, I had listened to Dr. Boz. I had and what she was talking about microdosing, and Dr. Ben Bickman as well. He had put out a few videos, so I did get some background information before starting this. But I promised to myself, if I was going to do this medication, which I hate medication, I was going to give carnivore the very best opportunity to work for me, and I was going to make sure I hit the gym 3 times a week, all of which I did. So the only benefit for me that I felt I would not be able to have done without that 12-week experience was learning how to eat slower, learning to, not be in this way of thinking that I have to eat so much on my plate, or I have to eat so much of a big meal. So it taught me, I can survive. I can thrive on much smaller portions than what I had been eating. And that for me was huge, because I am addicted to carbs. So pretty much I'm really not losing weight, but what I have decided is, because my body is so stressed, because I live on high alert all the time. I don't know. I can predict my husband will have a meltdown. I just don't know when. And I live trying to, keep things running smoothly for him, always looking for ways to navigate, a situation so that he feels comfortable. But I'm totally out of whack. So, and I really do believe that's why, because when I look at what I've eaten, I'm not overeating in any way. And I have introduced putting butter into my food, into my coffee in particular. And no, I'm not giving up coffee, because I need it to fuel my bus. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. Good morning.
I love coffee, but I'm off it again.
Yeah.
Just temporary. We'll see.
Yeah.
I always say flying airplanes and driving cars is not natural or normal, and it kind of is risky.
Yeah.
And but I was thinking about Ansel Keys. I don't know, this is kind of a crazy comment, but he lived to 100. I find it very interesting. Everyone chastises the guy, but he did live to 100.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what his life was like, in his 80s and 90s, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not claiming we should all be Mediterranean eaters, but what do you think?
I think, now I'm not 100% sure of this, but I think I read that he actually ate heavy meat for a long time, even though his main theory was, doing that is going to increase your cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. So there was some dissonance between his message and apparently his lifestyle. So.
I don't know the right answer in all of this, and it's sort of we're all arguing about what's the right way to do it, and I don't know that we figured that out yet, have we?
Amanda, what besides the weight, which you mentioned in your story, was there any other medical problem, or is there any other medical problem that you are trying to correct?
Yeah, I had hypertension. The doctors, my cardiologist was afraid of my cholesterol, and that's why we had our CAC scores checked through him
Okay.
from his referral. And so when he saw that my numbers were 0, and I was pre-diabetic, and when he saw my numbers were 0, he said, "Come back in 6 weeks." And there's a line in the movie, "The Mirror Has Two Faces," with Elle Macpherson, and she looks back to Jeff Bridges and she goes, "What for? Well, call me what for?" And I remember turning and saying to him, "What for?" And he was like, "Yeah, you have a point there. I have no need, and there's no concern with
So your
my
blood pressure
number."
now is good, or
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, it's excellent.
no blood pressure medication? So
No, no.
you've reversed hypertension.
Yeah,
Okay.
and pre-diabetic. I was pre-diabetic, but
What's your
not at
A1C now?
5.6.
Okay. Okay. And how about your husband's rheumatoid arthritis?
He has no pain. He's no inflammation any longer. He had a test 3 weeks ago for a reevaluation for his prefrontal lobe dementia, and he has significant improvement. He went from moderate to severe. He stepped up a tier back into the mild. I had it pulled up, the report.
So that's significant improvement.
Absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, he went for a surgery to have a cochlear implant in his head.
Okay.
And they couldn't do it because his heart rate was elevated. And they found he had atrial flutter. But in speaking to his doctor yesterday, he knocked the previous implant with a basement door, came down on his head, and it knocked out the implant, which is a titanium screwed into his skull. But he didn't bleed out, and I was concerned about this. And I think what happened when it knocked out, he bled down into his eardrum, and I think that caused an infection. And I think this is what he had when he went in for the surgery, which caused this flutter. So we have a couple of appointments now with cardiologists. They're going crazy. And so I'm going to see, because he's on a long-term medication now to keep that heart rate lowered. But apart from that, the only other medication that he is taking is memantine for memory, to prevent memory loss. But our neuropsychologist, I had given her, when we went for the first evaluation, I had given her a list of what supplements I was given to Daryl, my husband, and on there was creatine. I was giving him 10 milligrams of that. And after our consultation with her, she recommended that I give this to him. And I was like, yeah, we're doing it already. And it was only presented to her as the latest science. But through this community, through our tribe, I didn't mention either that I started doing the carnivore coaching with you guys. And I really want to take this opportunity to thank you both. Thank you all. For providing this, so that we can gain this knowledge to empower ourselves, because we have to be our own advocates for our health, and some of us for the health of others, like in my situation, and it's only through you guys putting out this information that we can glean any kind of hope, because if we're left to the medical system by itself, we're just lambs to slaughter, really are. I really do believe that. But there's hope, because this neuropsychologist, she definitely is catching up with the science, and she can definitely see that our diet, and she wasn't really in favor of me keeping him on a carnivore diet, which I've now switched him to keto, because I have to be careful of the glucose the excess protein for him because he's only one kidney, and his creatinine levels are, I think it's creatinine now. They are more raised than the rest of us that have two kidneys.
Okay.
Yeah. Amanda, if I may, how young are you?
I'll be 52 next week.
Okay, you look in your young 30s, by the way.
Oh my goodness, thank
And
you.
it is quite amazing how so many of us in our 50s, 60s, 70s on carnivore, there's a new vibrancy of life. And I don't know if you're sensing that since you've been living this way.
Mm. I have seen it. I used to have rosacea as well, which really did. I never had acne as a kid, but when I decided to get married, I just came out with all of this. But that's when I was really hypertensive as well, and I got really bad rosacea, and when that subsided, and my skin just went back to its normal self, I was just so happy. And when I turned maybe 46, 47, I noticed that my face, the skin on my face was like paper, that I could, if I, scratched myself accidentally, I'd cut myself. And now all of that elastin is back in my face. The texture of my skin, it feels like when I was younger, feels like when I was in my 20s and 30s. It feels so strong. Of course, I do have the old wrinkle, but so you're supposed to say no, you don't. But yeah, no, so I have noticed that quite significantly, and even in my hands, I've noticed. I used to take a product, I think it's from Body Health. My mind has gone blank now, but it was amino acids, and it was like a collagen support as well. I don't take that anymore since I took it for, I think I've stopped that about 8 months ago, but I've noticed my hands, the skin on my hands aren't wrinkled either anymore. And then of course the muscle tone, that's to feel that I'm not losing the muscle, which I had started, it was getting droopy arms, but they're, even without, because I only started going back to the gym on Sunday, and I had like almost 3 months of not having the time to go. And so I didn't feel any like muscle loss or flabby muscles. I still maintained the tone in those muscles.
So going to the gym, is it, you just started? Tell us a little bit about your motivation. What's your routine?
I love to work out. I really do. I was athletic as a teenager, as a kid. I don't know what I'm doing at the gym. I have no idea, but I know I like the elliptical machine. I know it empowers me. I do my best thinking on there. And I'll get my heart rate up to about 150. And I'll do that after I do some weight training. So I did fall 2 years ago, and I injured from my neck down to my toe on my left side. And I do find I did all the physio perfect, and I did extra. But I find if I don't work those muscles, they tend to kind of, what's the word? Petrify, if that's the right word. It reminds me of that petrified forest as you go through Arizona, towards Arizona, where the trees were just, they had all of this heat, and then they had all of this cold. And that's how my muscle feels to me, especially in my thigh. And so when I work out, I try and do the leg press. I'm working up to 100 of those in reps of 4. Did I say that right? A set of 20. So I'm at 4 now for those.
Wow.
And then I'm also pulling down the bar, and I pull down a 55-pound weight for the bar, and I extend out my back for that. So I'm trying to develop the core muscles in my back so that I won't be using the shoulder.
Nice.
But I haven't a clue what I'm doing. I don't even know what to call the things.
But we're participating and doing something. Is motion, movement, motivation. I think it's all really good and important.
Yeah.
Very important. And you know, we often don't think we know what we're doing, but doing something is always better than nothing.
Absolutely.
And so getting up, getting out, and participating, and that's so much of what we're working to do is do that. What's your meal frequency, and do you add any fasting to your routine?
I start with coffee in the morning. I leave my house at 5:15. So we're running late today, but we'll be okay. So I start with a tablespoon of butter in my coffee. And then when I come home after that shift, I come home about 10:30, 11. We'll have our first meal, which will be a burger patty and 2 eggs, or it could be bacon and scrambled egg, or sausage and scrambled egg. I did start making, for the holidays, I did start making steak and butter gals pancakes, and I was wrapping up a smoked sausage in those, having like kolache or a pig in a blanket, and that was delicious. So then I have another shift, so I go back to work, and I'll get home about 6:30. Then I'll have a small steak. Then pretty much, and carnivore ice cream most nights. Yeah.
Nice. And your friends or family members, what is their response to your craziness?
Yeah. That's what they say. They say, how can you not eat vegetables? And I do, sometimes I do, like if we eat out, if we get fajitas, I'll eat the grilled onions and those peppers. And I have, for my husband, I was making him some soups, and I was eating those, but they make me feel so bad. But my friends, your question, my friends all think I'm crazy. They don't know. They just keep saying, how can you eat all of that meat? I couldn't eat that meat in one sitting. And so I asked them, how much meat are you talking about? Why would you think I'm eating a whole cow? And I tell them, if you look at your dinner and you see the amount of meat you're eating, that's all I'm eating. I'm just not eating everything around. I'm not having the bread and the pasta and the veggies. And then they come back with, but you don't even eat a salad. Like, no.
Nature's toilet paper.
Yeah. For sure.
We have a few questions
Yeah, let's
for
get to them.
Amanda.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm looking for Amanda's questions. Here we go. Amanda, are you and your husband high-fat carnivore, and have you listened to Bella, SBG, and Dr. August Dunning, Phoenix Protocol?
Bella, absolutely. I haven't heard of Dr. August Dunning. Yes, we do eat high fat. I've had to train my husband to eat the fat because he's sensory issues he has with having autism, and just generally not liking the fat. Funny story, as a kid, I didn't really like to eat fast, and my mother would get very upset with me. And so to keep her happy, I developed a faster way of eating and everything on my plate, because I am Irish after all. And I would also then, when I saw that she was happy with me eating the fat, which I really liked, I would go around at our table. There was 5 of us kids and my mom and dad, and I would eat all the fat on their plate. And it was gorgeous. So I really had a liking for fat, but I did have to help my husband develop that as well. And I put 2 tablespoons of butter, and I use Amish butter. I use the Amish butter, which is very expensive, but I've noticed a change in his mood, and our neuropsychologist noticed a significant change in his mood. She really was concerned in her first visit with him because he was so miserable. She actually used the word catatonic. And she was very pleasantly surprised 6 months later to see his mood, his engagement. And I do accredit that with the fat in the coffee in the morning. He didn't like the regular butter that I was getting. He didn't so much like Kerrygold or the other butters. But once I started using 3 months ago the Amish butter, it took it to a new level for him. So there's something that's not in that was in the others. And the extra, and I do believe it's the extra tablespoon, because the other butters I was just giving him 1. So
Margarine.
I remember when that came out. Oh my goodness, we had Blue Band, and we were always butter eaters. And I was 8 years old, and the smell of toxicity of that Blue Band, I don't know why I ever smelled it. It was the worst thing I ever did. But to me, it was like car oil. And I just could never, I refused to eat Blue Band, and dry bread is the worst. But I wasn't getting butter, but I wasn't eating the Blue Band.
Margarine, non-fat milk, egg whites, cereal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts. No nuts.
Yeah.
All
What's the
right.
next question, Alia?
It is, let's see.
Just go down the list.
Oh, okay, fine. That was the one specifically for Amanda. Oh, this was for Amanda. Okay, so how many grams of protein do you eat in a day? Do you undereat?
I don't measure my food. But I'm thinking I'm doing good with 1 burger patty and 2 eggs for 1 meal, and then a steak with another.
Sounds good. Next.
All right. So I think this was to the group, but how's the fasting going, everyone? How's the fasting going?
Did we start fasting?
I think there's people that are fasting.
I didn't get the message.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. What's GLP-1?
It's a hormone, but it's also Ozempic or Mounjaro, or one of those semaglutides. Tirzepatide was the one that I was taking, and it's supposed to. It was made for medicine for diabetes, but now it's the latest from Big Pharma, the latest miracle drug for weight loss.
By the way, about a quarter of the people that use GLP-1s do not experience any weight loss.
And that was me.
And
how many people with GLP-1s, when they get off it, rebound?
Not me, because I did the carnivore diet.
Right, but the standard, because is somehow the GLP-1 the magic that everyone uses, then they get off of it and they stay, quote, skinny? What diet advice, pill, surgery, or shot have we proven sort of makes you skinny, keeps you skinny.
Mm.
Another pill, surgery, or diet. That's our world we're in.
Here's a question: why are cardiologists embarrassingly uninformed about cholesterol? Is this changing?
Before we answer that, because that's a very interesting question. About 80%, I just looked that up. 80% rebound when they stop GLP-1s.
Oh, so you're on it forever. That's healthy.
And they
All right.
have no cushion. You know, it's take the drug away. Now, what do you have? So they haven't learned any new foundations to support a healthy way, a healthy lifestyle, and they're losing muscle mass, which is if you're not eating the protein along with the shot and going to the gym. The science is that you'll lose more muscle mass. You won't get the muscle mass back. You'll get the fat back.
Okay, so this question about, can you read it, Alia?
Sure. Why are cardiologists embarrassingly uninformed about cholesterol? Is this changing?
What do you think, Amanda, first?
It's interesting. It's interesting. My husband transformed his health in front of this very young cardiologist to me. I really do suspect he's vegan. But it was interesting to me because sitting in the waiting room while we waited to go in, there's so many people there, same age as my husband, immobile, struggling to breathe, different observations I was making that really told me they're very ill, these people. So while we're sitting in there and, you know, he's seeing these results coming back, he also had my husband have a carotid artery test, a sonogram, to really scare me off the diet, even though his numbers were so good. And that came back clear. And that we had that done, I think, in November. So my point is, so I said to the cardiologist, now that you can see somebody who can't take the medication, I mean, we really tried, and I'm being as nice as I possibly can to this young cardiologist to try and appeal to his better nature. So I'm saying, you see that we attempted to take the medications you prescribed, but you saw his reactions. And now that we've been able to get his numbers under control with the diet, do you think for maybe some other patients that you have that have the same issues with medication, do you think you could recommend this diet? He said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even though he saw with his own eyes, he saw the improvements for my husband. And I've sent him the report from the neuropsychologist, and he hasn't messaged me back for that. But again, you know, I mean, this is a step up the ladder for anybody with such a horrible disease like prefrontal lobe dementia. It's so fast. Once it really gets a hold, it is so fast a decline. And for somebody to be regaining their quality of life, for somebody to be able, you know, to have never gone to a gym, to be going to the gym now, walking on the treadmill, and you look at what's the future for those guys out there that's the same age as my husband, because they're not having the education that we're having.
What do you think, Dr. Kiltz, about the question?
Well, science is in medicine have created a story to keep us on the drugs, the diet, the dissections, and on the dole. I think that's the term, on the dole. Meaning that you know, think of the increase in healthcare costs over the years and the number of pharmaceutical agents and the science that keeps on telling stories, which scientism is really what it all is. It's a marketing ploy to keep us with their belief system, which basically is a marketing mission to make more money for those that control the money and the message, essentially.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're not embarrassingly uninformed. They're masterfully informing us of their truth. It's like Bitcoin.
Well,
Like Bitcoin. It's you'll get away from the controllers. Really?
so why are cardiologists embarrassingly uninformed about cholesterol? I think it's a definitely, you know, we could talk for even hours about
Days.
this, but when we go to medical school as student, as you go to any professional school, you are learning things and you might be assuming that 100% of what they're teaching you is completely true, right? And, you know, I'm not trying to excuse anyone, but sometimes this is what we learn and it's absolutely true. And I operate the rest of my life based on that belief. And just not to make it long, I've mentioned this before, but Dr. William Osler, famous physician from the 19th century, to a graduation class, he told them, half of what we have taught you is in error. And furthermore, we cannot tell you which half. So it's a never learning process. I'm optimistic in a way, pessimistic in another, that it is changing the particular issue about cholesterol. Cholesterol, if it's a risk, is very minor risk compared to many others. And many doctors, cardiologists included, are changing their opinion little by little, but it might take 20, 30 years before, you know.
It's not going to change.
Yeah.
It's not going to change.
It's an interesting comment that's been put up there about the breaking of addiction. I don't know quite how to take it. Is it a question? Is it, you know?
I think it is a question, like,
Or a
breaking-
statement too.
or
Yeah.
it's both.
Yeah. But how can you abstain from something if you don't know, you know? I mean, obviously now I do abstain because I have educated myself, thankfully, about the addictive substance that is sugar. But you know, if you're just eating what everybody is telling you to eat, you know, and this is again why I really want clarification of that. Where is it, you know, the idea of that comment? Until you know, you don't know. You know, you can't abstain if you really don't know what it is that you're addicted to.
Yeah. But once you know, which is the first step, identifying it, then I you know, my vote is for addiction. Abstinence, not addiction. Abstinence do much better than trying to moderate anything. Anyways,
Minimize to masterize. Yeah, minimize, eliminate. It's you know, it depends what the substance is, right? Okay, I'll have some ice cream from time to time or fries from time to time, but heroin, I kind of made a decision not to try it.
Yeah.
Put that comment on the MS again.
Okay.
Alia.
Let me find it. Here we go. Cara Oatman, good morning all. I'm new to watching your lives. I have MS, so the information is wonderful for me.
Well, I hope you're getting better. I don't know if you're carnivore or low carb, but certainly we have plenty of stories, including multiple MS patients that have put their disease either reverse it, put it in remission, multiple that have gone off medication on the advice of their doctors because they don't need it anymore, and they have improved. And we've had several on our channel here. It is the documented stories that matter. Dr. Kiltz.
Dr. Nelson, what causes MS? Is it inflammation?
Inflammation, yeah.
Inflammation. Now, the disease of poison ivy disease. Is there an ICD-9 code for diagnostic code for poison ivy disease?
No.
So is it possible all of our diseases are exposures to chemicals, toxins made by man or nature that are harmful to our bodies? And might MS be simply an exposure to a plant or human toxin that we made that damages our neuromuscular or cardiovascular or other systems of our body that basically we think it's a disease that you genetically get, and it's idiopathic, meaning we don't know why you get it, which means we're idiots.
It's in the word.
Poison
Agreed.
ivy disease.
Yes.
Stop the exposure. Are ribeye steaks poisonous?
I keep trying to prove it.
Unless they're green.
Had one yesterday again, did okay.
Poison ivy isn't a contagious disease, but an allergic skin reaction from touching the plant's oils, urushiol, causing an intensely itchy red rash, bumps, blisters that can last 1 to 3 weeks, often appearing in streaks where the plant brushed the skin.
It is an irritative contact dermatitis to the substance, and your body's going to react. Stop the exposure, like you say, and you don't have it anymore.
Well, here's a good one. Here's a good one by New York Mike. All right. Studies have identified alterations in the fungal microbiome, which in people with MS, including dysbiosis and imbalanced in gut fungi that may influence immune response or disease progressions. Okay. So what feeds the microbes in the gut? Plant sugars, proteins, which ferment. And so it's a combination of the fermentable substances, the microbial overgrowth, both bacteria, yeast, and viruses, that all cause an allergic reaction, just like poison ivy, inside the cellular structures, the vessels, and the organ systems. It's kind of like embarrassingly, stupidly simple. They make it complicated. Have you ever noticed that, how complicated we make it in medicine?
Yes.
And Mike, so remember, where does sugar and fructose come from? Plants. And is sugar and fructose a fuel for bacteria and fungi in the bowels?
Ooh.
They love it.
Bacteria and viruses good for us? And if so, which one would you allow me to inject in your bloodstream?
Mm-hmm.
They're neither good nor bad, but they are there. And they're one of the largest causes of disease around the globe forever.
Here's a question for Amanda.
I made it myself.
Oh, wow.
I made it myself, Lily.
So it's an Amanda Malone original.
I used to sew. I used to sew,
Yeah.
knit, and crochet.
I love it. I
Wow.
love it. Was it your grandmother taught you to
My
sew?
mother and grandmother taught
Oh,
me,
yeah.
but both of them, and my sister
Awesome.
too.
Yeah. So do you wear what you make?
I used to, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's been a lifesaver for me. And I'm taking your advice that, upskill, learn new things. So I sew and I play guitar too. I enjoyed your guitar the other day. Yeah.
Well, because this idea that school is for the young, school
Mm-mm.
is for eternity. Get up, learn something new, go to school, fail, master failure. That's what we're supposed to do, master
Yeah.
failure.
Mm.
George made a comment that since going carnivore, no more athlete's food or other fungal infections. And that was an unexpected positive result for me because I had one of my toenails, 1 out of 10 toenails, had fungus for a couple of years. And I had never treated it with a medication or anything, just kept cutting it short. I went carnivore and it disappeared. I didn't even notice one day. I'm looking at my toenails. I couldn't even remember which one had the fungus.
Mm. My husband was the same. And he just has a little left. His whole toenail was completely covered. And we tried some medications, but because he has sensory issues, he wouldn't stay the course with this medication. So it would always come back. Because there's just some battles you just have to give up. But the going carnivore is completely eradicated it. There's just a tiny little bit where you can see where it's grown out. It's completely grown out. The rest of the nail is completely clear. So we're just waiting for it to get to a point to get it cut off. And the athlete's foot as well, that the blisters on his feet, and the constant itching and scratching, which I use the most sensitive washing powder things or liquids, and still, but it was the going carnivore definitely eradicated that.
Carnivore. It's not sustainable though.
That's right. That's what they say.
And now we're finding that a carnivore lifestyle is a very narrow, limiting lifestyle. So you should have variety and make sure you have boyfriends and girlfriends on the side of your husband or wife. That'll go over real well. Right, Dr. Nelson?
Yep.
Ida Hambone, congratulations. Please email me, alia@drkiltz.com for a Dr. Nelson hat. And I will put my email in the chat. So Dr. Kiltz, we realized something. If we end the live stream before 1 hour, YouTube auto translates the live stream into 10 languages or more.
Well, there you go.
There we go. That's amazing.
Yay.
So,
We want it to be, if we go shorter, let it do that and around the globe, sharing the message. Look at carnivore lifestyle is possible for everyone. And if you look at Schlank's book, 3 meals, eat meat 3 times a day, it's a meat-centric lifestyle, fatty meat. That's it. Minimize the plants, eliminate them, eat less frequently, and learn to sew.
Yeah, pretty much.
Learn to sew.
That's awesome. Amanda, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
By the way, Idaham, what was the winner? Ida Hambone. Gray or black? You have to specify.
Yeah, exactly. Or you get whatever they pick.
And Rick has only been doing carnivore for 42 years. it's extremely non sustainable
So, yeah.
for sheep, but for lions, all day long.
I just saw a short this morning. I don't know if Rick finally got his deposit or his withdrawal from the bank. Parking lot chicken was a short. He didn't specify what it was. He was able to catch his next dinner.
He'll let us know, I'm sure.
Well, go hunt and find lettuce to eat and see how long you last on that. There's no dressing in the plant next to it.
That's most people that eat salad, they like the dressing more than the salad. It's not the salad per se.
There you go. I'm still waiting for the seasonal fruit to show up and all of the 20 trees planted. So there you go. All right, Dr. Kiltz, do you have any final words?
Have an awesome day. I may be on today. I don't know yet. I got to go get a new driver's license. And the lines are like humongously long yesterday. So I'm going to get there early today.
Good idea.
3 p.m. We have a live stream with Kelsey from the Nutrition Network.
Yes.
5:30. Who's going to be at 5:30?
Our guest coach had to cancel due to internet issues. So Dr. Nelson.
All right.
Maybe I'll try to. I'll be on with you. Try to be on with you, and then I'm not going to make Amy's 7 o'clock. Is it 7 tonight?
Yeah, it's 7.
7 for those that are doing the Lions diet.
All righty.
There you go.
Salt water and steak.
Sounds amazing. Bye, everybody.
Bye.